Okay, so in this topic, we're going to discuss about the biomedical waste management. Okay, so previously we started this topic and some points we already covered into this biomedical waste management. Okay, so the basic about the biomedical waste, it is nothing but it is a special type of waste, special type of solid waste which required special methods for its collection, disposal, to avoid the hazard to the human health and environment. Okay, as it is special waste, it required the management for the handling, for the collection, for the disposal is very important. And the definition of basic biomedical waste, it is nothing but the waste generated from the hospital, from the nursing homes, from the clinics, from the dispensaries, from the animal houses, from the pathological laboratories, from the institutions, from the blood bank, and which is infectious to the human health and environment, that is called as biomedical waste. Okay. After that, we discuss about the what are the different sources of biomedical waste and the generation of biomedical waste. Okay. So waste generated from the hospital, from nursing home, from the clinics, from the dentist clinic, from the pharmacies, from the pathological laboratories, from the blood bank, from the biological and medical sources, from the medical research laboratories, from the physicians. Okay, so these are the number pharma industries also. Okay, so these are the different sources of the biomedical waste. Okay, so as the biomedical waste is different from the other type of hazardous waste like chemical and radioactive hazardous waste. Okay, so this waste, biomedical waste, is basically the infectious waste. Okay, and in non-infectious waste, the infectious waste which consists the blood, sharps, then microbiological cultures, then body parts, then human and animal tissues, bandage, dressing, glues. Okay, so these are the different infectious waste which found in biomedical waste. Okay, so basically this biomedical waste is classified into two categories, major two types. The first one is hazardous waste and second one is non-hazardous waste. And hazardous waste are also further classified into two types, that is infectious waste and non-infectious waste or other hazardous waste. So this infectious waste, which consists 15 to 18% of waste, is infectious waste, and other hazardous waste, which consists 5 to 7%. Okay. So overall, about this waste, biomedical waste, what is infectious waste? So that infectious waste which consists uh, non-sharp material, plastic disposable, liquid waste of human body parts. Okay, so these all the infectious waste, and other hazardous waste which consist the radioactive waste, discarded glasses, then chemical waste, incinerator ash, cytotoxic waste, containers. Okay, so these all waste which consist the other hazardous waste. Okay, so sharp waste which consists the needle, then broken glasses, then blade, then razor, then staple. Okay, and other sharps. Okay, and other waste also which like IV tubings, then culture, then PPE, that is personal protective equipments, then syringes, then needles. Okay, gowns, gloves, tubings, aprons. So these are the number of biomedical waste which found as infectious in nature. Okay. Also, that infectious waste also include the soil bandage, the dressing, then pathological tissues, placenta. Okay. So this all about the biomedical waste, which is infectious in nature, and some of the other waste, which is non-infectious or other hazardous waste. Okay. So we also discuss about the how to classify or how to segregate the waste in different color bags and different color codes. Okay. So this okay. So in the management of biomedical waste, we need the first step, that is segregation of waste according to different categories. Okay. So there are 10 categories from category 1 to category 10, and according to that we can separate and segregate the waste, and according to that we can collect, store, transport and dispose that biomedical waste. Okay. So segregation is a very important thing in the management of the biomedical waste. Okay. So step one, it is segregation of waste according to the different 10 category, according to the different color code and different containers. Then collection and storage. So temporary collection is required. Storage is required separately. Okay, infectious waste can be stored separately, and other hazardous waste that can be stored separately. Then transportation that required a special attention because which consists the infectious waste some needles and sharp also consist. So proper transportation should required, separately transportation should required, and the treatment and disposal like a deep burial, incineration, okay, uh, this also required, okay. So uh, in segregation of waste, we discussed the different types of 10 categories, and these are the different color codings and containers which are used for the separation and segregation of waste. Okay, so yellow container or yellow bags, this used for the human anatomical waste, category 1, category 2 animal waste, category 3 microbiological waste, category 6 solid waste. Okay. A red container, a red color code is used for the disinfected containers, plastic bags, that is category 3, microbiological and soil dressing. Blue and white containers that can be used for the category 4, that is waste sharp and plastic disposable waste. Black container that can be used for discarded medicine, incinerator ash and chemical waste. Okay. So these are the different color code which are used for the collection of the biomedical waste. Okay, so yellow, red, blue and container. Okay, so yellow container which consists the bandage, soil cotton, soil bandage. Okay, a red bag which consists the catheters, injections, syringes, IV tubings bottle, and also contain the anatomical waste. Blue bag which consists the glass bottle, broken glass and outdated medicine. Black which consists the syringes, blades, sharps and all metals. Okay, so these are the different containers which are used for the different type of waste. Okay, so now next important thing, that is the uh, biomedical waste management handling rule. Okay, so in that the different this rule, biomedical waste management rule, having which consists or this rule which consists different uh, rules under this biomedical waste management rule. That rule maybe which provide the training to the ward boys, which can be provide training to the doctors, training to the paramedical, okay, training to the hospital staff, training to the nurses. Okay, so these all include under the biomedical waste management rule. Okay, so the first thing is that the hospital generate biomedical waste in both the forms. It may be the solid waste or it may be the liquid waste. Okay, and this all waste which is the infectious in nature. Okay, so liquid waste mostly it is cause the infections in nature. Okay, so hence the rules are made to manage that waste. Okay, hospital waste. Okay, so first thing is that hospital waste not to be discharged in any water public drain. Okay, so mostly the public system, that is you can say sewer and sewage system, which is used to collect, which is used for the collection of sewage. Okay, so the important thing is that hospital waste or hospital sewage that shall not be discharged into the water to the public drain without prior treatment into the effluent treatment plant. Okay, so the biomedical waste should have the proper treatment method or effluent treatment plant, and after the treatment of that liquid waste from that biomedical plant, whatever the sources. Okay, so after the treatment of that waste or sewage from that biomedical waste, okay, into the effluent treatment plant, then you can dispose into the public drain. Okay, so this is the important thing in case of the liquid waste which comes from the all department of biomedical waste. Okay, the clear and mandatory guideline has been provided by the Central Pollution Control Board. CPCB and MPCB जे दोन आहेत, Maharashtra Pollution Control Board and CPCB Central Pollution Control Board. Okay, so for the purpose of treatment of both liquid and solid by generated by the hospital, या दो हे जे दोन्ही आहेत MPCB and CPCB, they are providing the guidelines for the how to handle the liquid waste and solid waste which generated by the hospital. Okay, and according we have to act. Okay, so it has been mandatory to all hospitals to use post tag bags, containers in which waste have to be disposed with the given tag names. Okay, so all hospitals which needs to use these different types of color codes, different types of bags and containers for the collection, transportation and disposal of that biomedical waste. Okay, these various types of color codes with bags or containers, like a red color bag you can use plastic, yellow bag you can use for infectious waste. So this type of different color codes and containers that need to use for the separation, segregation and the transportation of biomedical waste. Okay. The hospital generate many different biomedical waste, so as to have more effective management is very important. Okay, so the training to the ward boys, So this is important. Okay, so suppose training to the ward boys consists, it is quite better to use audio or visual method for giving the training to the ward boys. Okay, they respond well when it is connected to their day-to-day problem. Okay, I'm going. Okay, so training to the word voice, which consists the better to use audio method and video method for giving the training to the word voice, and they respond well when it is connected to the regular their day-to-day problems. Okay, so it is more important that this group can come out with a valuable solution if proper attention is given to them. Next, second thing, that is training to the doctors. So induction training program regarding the proper disposal of biomedical waste should be periodically arranged. Okay. Again, national and international medical conferences or conventions, there should be an awareness program scheduled about the disposal of biomedical waste in proper channelization. Okay. Training to the paramedical staff, it is again one of the most important factor related to the disposal of biomedical waste, and uh, paramedical are the backbone of the waste management system to the of the hospital. Okay, so it is a great task and a critical subject to train the paramedical. For example, nurses are much interested active, however, due to duty schedule they are. So the remaining part about this biomedical waste that going to be discussed in next. So time schedule be selected when they are free, and skill trainer should be appointed to the paramedical group with audio visual system so that they have the effective demonstration. Okay, in some cases the language is the great problem for proper communication, hence the trainer should know the local language. Okay, all other equipments that also required for the management of biomedical waste. So for the purpose of effective management, there should be an compulsory and mandatory equipment such as like colored bins, which is used for the separation of waste, then bin liners, then gloves, then wheelbarrows, then sodium hypochlorite, then autoclave, a needle burner, shredder, needle cutter, covered color, segregation area, incinerator, and effluent treatment plants. Okay, so these all equipments which are required during the training to the all other hospital staff. Remaining part we discuss in next lecture.